Wow, we are here, guys. Hey,
What's up,
what's going
everybody?
on? It is November, what, 29th,
29.
2022. You had to double check.
We just had Thanksgiving.
We just
Happy
had Thanksgiving. Well,
Thanksgiving.
happy Thanksgiving for those that celebrate, because remember,
That's
not
true.
everybody in the world celebrates
That's very
Thanksgiving, but it is nice to have that time at
With
home
family.
with family and friends, and hopefully those that do celebrate or did celebrate were able to spend time with their family and friends.
We're celebrating.
We're celebrating because we hit 900,000 subscribers.
900,000.
It's all because of everyone's hard work, especially this one right here, the best in the biz when it comes to her amazing camera skills. And of course, thank you to all of you for your great support and helping to promote the channel. People buying the new merch.
Yep, we got
our new shirts on.
Twinkies,
of course, the Twinkies.
on throttle.
And you're going on throttle.
And last time I wore the Zonks and you wore the on throttle.
Yeah, so we're kind of switching it around.
There's another one with the
There's
door
other
panels.
ones, yeah, to the door panel and everything else. So hopefully you're digging the shirts that we have in our Spreadshirt, the Raity's Right Spreadshirt merch swag store.
That's right.
You click the link in any description and it takes you right there if you want any of these. Yeah, 900,000 subscribers. It's been a minute since we've been able to share some time.
Wow.
It's been since July, if you can believe that.
We thought we were busy in the summer.
In July, yeah. We thought the summer was
like,
busy.
Gosh, just a busy summer. And then all of a sudden, it was just like we're holding on for dear life.
Yeah, things have ramped up, and it's a very good busy. You know, it's not like a bad busy, but the challenge is we're not home. We actually were home for Thanksgiving, and that was the first time in months that we had a whole week where we were home.
Well, right. And when you think about November and October, not only were we doing all this traveling, but two hurricanes came.
Two hurricanes we had to dodge.
Thinking of all the folks
thinking about all the folks down in Naples and Fort Myers. But we had Hurricane Ian and then
Nicole.
Yeah, Hurricane Nicole.
Yeah.
So we were able to divert that. But
I tell you though, that first one, Ian, happened.
It was a nail biter.
We were on our way to Pittsburgh for the Corvette CO6 drive, and come hell or high water, Joe was getting to Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
I just want to let you guys know.
Yeah, thankfully our friends at Chevrolet put us up an extra day in a hotel.
Yeah.
So that because if we would have flown home, we would have never made it back out because they shut down Tampa International and all that. But it's so great to have you here. Of course, we have Jacob in the house who's moderating the whole.
Thank you, Jacob. And he's got the link for
live.
The merch
yes,
shop.
he put the link up there. But we can't do this without Jacob because so many people join in. We're already at 177 people watching. It's only 2 minutes in.
Since it's been a major holiday here in the States.
Yeah, we know you guys are busy. We know you guys are very, very busy.
We're very busy. Everybody's this busy. It's crazy.
It's a crazy time of year, but we wanted to make sure that we finish off the year strong. We're going to do this live Q&A, obviously, because we're here, high Jersey style. And then, of course, we're also going to go.
We're planning to do it in December too. We're going to do our best to see if we can get back on track to do these once a month like we have, and keeping our fingers crossed that we keep a nice balance busy for next year.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we're trying to find a little bit better balance, and I know that we also want to do a little bit more meet and greets when we go to certain events. It's been crazy, not because we don't want to do the meet and greets. It's just what happens is, like, for example, the Chicago Auto Show, we had to fly out and go to another event right away. Those things happen.
Yeah, most of them.
Or like the LA Auto Show, we had the Carrera T, 911 Carrera T drive right after. Yes. Yeah. And of course, Benji is the first to break in the live chat, the live Q&A
he's got to
with
work
a super
at 5
chat.
a.m. tomorrow, so getting ready to go
Benji.
to bed. Work at 5 a.m. Just want to say hi, love y'all. Congratulations on 900K. 1 million is so
close. It's crazy. Benji's been here since we were not even at 1,000 subscribers when I bought my Ford Focus RS from Walker Ford, and he's still here. Thank you, Benji. Have a good day at work, man. We appreciate everything you do. We got Alvin. Alvin says, hello, Raiti. I'm getting my C8 2LT convertible Accelerate Yellow next year between the months of May and June of 2023. I'm excited. Well, congrats. You're getting a great car. 2LT, I think, is a great way to go. And Accelerate Yellow, people are going to notice you.
It's a beautiful
That's
color.
for sure. Very, very nice color. We got Yuri from Canada, our Canadian fans.
Yes. Looks just like a Yuri that I know.
Yes.
Plymouth Prowler or Chevy SSR?
I actually would go Plymouth Prowler. The reason why is I've always thought that Plymouth, when they were still around, did a really gutsy thing making the Prowler. The only thing that held me back was no manual and no V8.
Mm-hmm.
The Chevy SSR just looks a little too weird to me. The Prowler looks pretty sexy.
The Prowler does look
It does.
sexy.
It still looks great too. But if you guys have any specific questions or anything you want to say, we're going to try to make it through the chat. We're already at 200 people, but if you want to definitely be heard, use the super chat feature, and we will definitely voice you here on the live Q&A.
And I paused on Sean's question. Sean is on a budget. Would you buy the Forte GT2 or the Mazda 3?
I would actually go Mazda 3. I like the way the Mazda 3 drives. The Kia Forte is nice. I just feel like the interior of the Mazda 3 is a little bit nicer, and just rides a little better.
It is, yeah. Handles
feels better put together.
Yeah, good point. And then
Kent is here. He says, "Good to see you too in the Q&A. Watching you from Raleigh, North Carolina this week." I saw you posted, Kent, on Facebook that you were taking a flight to North Carolina. So safe travels. I'm sure we'll see you soon. We're gonna be we're closing down because of all you closing down on the million million subscriber mark, and we're going to be having a big celebration, tons of giveaways here in a live Q&A,
virtual live Q&A,
and also at Walker Ford. But we're also going to do another celebration. There's another location that wants to host a celebration. We're going to do something a little different at night, with fireworks and all this other stuff.
It's kind of a big deal.
It's a big deal, and we can't thank you guys enough, and we want to show our thanks. So stay tuned for all that upcoming information as we close in on 1 million K.
And Michael wants to know, when are you testing the GR Corolla on street?
Michael, that's a very good question. When we were at the Prius filming opportunity that we had in California, I asked my contact over at Toyota when we were going to be getting our hands on it, and it should be soon.
Good.
I know they're making their way. There's a GR Corolla and a manual Supra that's making their way to the East Coast, which is our coast of the United States, and we're going to be getting access to it.
Good.
So my friends Paul and Zach over at Toyota will definitely be making sure that we get that.
And then Jean-Pierre has a super chat. Thank you, Jean-Pierre. Your videos convinced me to get a 22 Mazda 3 Premium, but just last week I traded it in for a 23 CX-5 Turbo. Excited for the new CX-70 and 90.
Well, Jean-Pierre, thank you for tuning in. I'm glad I was able to share that info with you. And congrats on your new CX-5 Turbo. You really can't. They're two great vehicles. And the CX-5 is Mazda's #1 selling vehicle. And interesting that you brought up the CX-70 and CX-90. Lori and I will be somewhere in the country, we don't know yet, in January to get first dibs on the CX-90. So stay tuned for that first look. We're going to be doing it at the end of January of, obviously, 2023.
And then Eddie White, thank you, Eddie, for the super chat. From a Ford fan, but all Mach-E's are marked up or spoken for. Thinking Polestar 2. No family, just me and my mountain bike for now. Thoughts?
I tell you, I'm very shocked at how the Mach-E really went up in price very sharply for 2023. And that's not counting even the dealership markups. The Polestar 2 is really cool. I like the Polestar brand. It's sleek, it's unique, and it's got tons of room for your bike without looking like some kind of fuddy-duddy, vehicle.
It turns heads.
It does. It doesn't. They don't know what it is. So thank you, Eddie, for your support, and very good question, and good luck hunting.
And then Mark G, thank you.
What's up, Mark?
What does the supply situation look like on dealer lots? Still no low numbers. Thanks for all you do.
Well, very good question, Mark. Thank you for the super chat. It's still terrible. Dealer lots are very, very empty, very, very low on inventory. And I know many of you are trying to track down the right vehicle and also get it close to MSRP.
I know.
I think
we ask our OEM friends every time we see them, which is a lot lately, and we're not just hearing, when things are going to ease up in the near future.
I don't think until 2024, to be honest with you. I know we said 2022, then we bumped it to 2023. It looks like it may take longer. And you know what? It may never go back to the way it was back in 2019.
I mean, how can things go back to the way they were? That's not possible. We can't go back.
Inflation and supply chain issues and everything else. But Very good question, and we can't do it without your support.
So thanks, Mark.
But my advice is keep looking, everybody. If you're looking for a certain car, you may have to go out of state.
Well, and think about it. Our pet sitters found the exact car they were looking for, the Genesis.
Yeah.
And then
you got to search.
Yeah.
You got to search.
Just be a little patient.
I know that there's a local Hyundai dealership that we film at, Crown Hyundai, and I was surprised when we did that Hyundai Elantra N. They do not charge markup.
No, they don't.
But you got to call and you got to come and get it.
Yeah, and go down there and take a look. DDA has
DDA's here.
Chat. Thank you so much, DDA. I was able to take my 2.8-year-old to the LA Auto Show last week. He had a blast. He says, cool cars. We love watching your guys' video. Keep up the great work. Take care. Wow.
Well, that's awesome, DDA. Awesome. You definitely want to share the car passion and keep that car enthusiasm going. Obviously, we were at the LA Auto Show.
And it's smaller, but I'm so glad they're finally having
I'm glad that the auto shows are happening. The bummer, I think the biggest bummer for me at the LA Auto Show, no BMW.
Yeah.
I really wanted to bring the new M2 to you guys, and they just were not there. So, but thank you, Didier, for the super chat, and great job raising your son right.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Jake the Snake. Huge fan for just a short time. I want your opinion. I just bought a 2019 GMC Sierra 1500 Limited. What are your thoughts on the vehicle and GM?
Well, very good question. Thank you, Jake the Snake. That was one of my favorite wrestlers back when I was a kid, the WWE days. But yeah, of course, right? But anyways, GMC, I actually like GMC trucks. I think that going with the Sierra, you made a good choice. I actually prefer the GMCs over the Chevys when it comes to style and whatnot. And as we move forward, GMC is doing some amazing things to the inventories of their trucks and whatnot. So I think you'll be just fine with your Sierra. And I think you made a good choice. And thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Anthony Baez says Toyota Corolla or Nissan Sentra. Personally, I would go Toyota Corolla. The reason why is that they just have way better reliability. You got your option of hybrid. You got your option of all-wheel drive now. You got that special infrared edition that we brought to you guys. And they did make some changes for 2023, which looks nice.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Corolla.
All right, let's see if we can get some of these other questions in here. But thank you so far for the super chat. You guys are really great. We're at 222 viewers right now.
Anthony wants to know what you think of the GMC Yukon AT4.
I like Anthony. Good question. I like GMC Yukons. Same story. I'd rather have a Yukon over a Tahoe, and I like the AT4. I think it looks very nice and muscular. I think it has good features with the suspension. And like I said, they keep upping the interior in the GMC products.
Yep, and then we've got a super chat from James.
James from Super Chat.
James from Super Chat.
James, thank you for the super chat.
Hey guys, I want to order a 2023 Prius Prime Premium Limited, and I found out that you cannot get a Toyota Prime in Pennsylvania. Something about not being a green state.
Wow.
I did not know that, James.
I did not know that as well, James, and that's really interesting. We are going to California next week to drive the new Prius, not the Prime. They're actually separating the two drives. So they're going to have the standard Prius, and then they're going to have another media drive for the Prime.
Yep.
I will ask Toyota for you and post something up to see if we can find out why Pennsylvania does not get the Prime, because that's kind of crazy.
What that deal is.
But I'm really excited about the new Prius, and it's the first Prius that I can't believe I'm saying this. Looks good.
I was shocked. My
jaw dropped when I saw it.
Yeah.
But thank you for the super chat. We'll see if hopefully we can figure something out for you.
Stephen Young. Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you, Stephen.
Good night, guys. Glad to see we may be getting a Santa Cruz night edition soon. 1 million coming soon. It's going to be epic. Thanks, Stephen.
That's awesome, Stephen. I hope you get that night edition. I've been trying to track one down over at Crown Hyundai to showcase with you guys, and they haven't gotten one yet, at least one that has sat on the dealership long enough. So fingers crossed that Santa Cruz comes through for you. Thank you for the super chat, and we are going to hit that 1 million for sure.
Yes, absolutely. And I see Tom sent us a super chat.
Tom, thank you for the super chat. If you have a question or anything, just put it in the comment section. We'll try to stick to it and see if we can find it. But thank you for that super chat, Tom. We can't do it without you. I see Alex Dwyer's here. He says, love your stuff. Watch it all the time. We have Chris says, don't stop your content, guys. Totally digging it. Chris, we are not stopping anytime soon.
And then Rinaldi has a question: 2023 Kia EV6 GT or the Kia Stinger?
Ooh, very good question. I'm actually in 2 weeks going to be driving the EV6 GT at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, so I'll have a better idea. But to be honest with you, because I'm not really the biggest EV guy right now, I would go Kia Stinger GT.
Well,
I mean,
the
that's
Kia
just
Stinger
me.
GT has been around for a while, so you kind of know what you're getting, and it's a great vehicle.
And, definitely. Quirky Turtle noticed that IS600 from SEMA, saying it was was a dream. That thing was killer, man.
Thing was
it just shows that Lexus really can do the business when they put their mind to it, for sure. Blake says 2023 Honda Pilot or Palisade. I'm gonna have to go Palisade. Hyundai just really trumps Honda with the technology, the finishes on the interior, and just overall what you're getting for the price.
And then Nicholas wants to know, what are your thoughts on the last call Challengers? Are they worth it?
Good question. I think, you know what? Something is worth what somebody is willing to pay for it. I think they're exciting because they're exactly built the way the people at Dodge spec'd it. And I kind of like that. And they're only making so many of each one. You know, down the road when things are gone, that people are going to want them.
I mean, I don't see how they wouldn't be worth it personally. I mean, they're pretty badass.
The big question is, we're still waiting for number 7. Dodge was honest and told us in a Zoom meeting that they're blowing up engines, trying to get close to that 1,000 horsepower on pump gas. We'll see what happens with that last 7th edition. But hopefully Chicago Auto Show or New York Auto Show, we see it.
I think we got a super chat that just
did we actually have 2 super chats, I believe. So thank you, Tom, for the super chat. Jake the Snake is back again. Thank you for that super chat, Jake. EV versus gas. I'm going to have to go with internal combustion engine. I think if you want to do a nice thing for the environment and you want to boost your range and all that, hybrid or plug-in hybrid. I don't know why we're all racing with our hair on fire towards pure electrification. For many of you that live, say you go and you get a RAV4 Prime, just for an example. The RAV4 Prime can do almost 40 miles on pure EV. Mm-hmm. So if you live less than 40 miles from your place of work, round trip, you'd be able to do it and not use 1 ounce of gas. So, and then when you're ready for the family trip, you don't have to worry about, you don't have to worry about anything. So I'm going to have to say hybrid. Internal combustion engine right now, and gasoline hybrid or plug-in, I think is the best.
And that's the thing that I think there's a middle point that a lot of people are just skipping right over. It's not just EV or gas, it's hybrid. Yeah.
I see my buddy Brock is here. Thanks, Brock. Hopefully I'll see you at a Cars and Coffee.
Who super chatted earlier, that's what he had to say.
Oh, thank you, Tom. We appreciate you, man. And I know I always see in the comment section and try to always answer back. So thank you.
Boy Wonder, thank you
so much. Boy Wonder, thank you for the super chat. If there's anything, if there's anything you want to say, put it in that comment section. We'll definitely dig it up here. And then working our way down, we got Stevens 288 Sonata N-Line. Still fire. I think, if you want a midsize sedan, especially with Honda getting rid of the 2-liter turbocharged engine for the redesign, and I know there was a lot of chatter. That was something we wanted to talk about. A lot of chatter, a lot of controversy, a lot of tongue wrestling all over the Honda Accord and what the redesign is.
So what is the deal with the Honda Accord?
I tell you, man, I think a lot of people are saying it looks like a Ford. It looks like a Ford Fusion or a Ford Mustang from the front. Yeah. And I can't really argue with that. But definitely Sonata N-Line, I think, is still fire. And what's interesting, if you want one, you better get one soon because they are going to stop making the Sonata.
Oh.
Hyundai is going to get rid of the Sonata.
Yeah, that's right.
That is right. Yes.
Thank you so much, Stevens. Yes. Anthony Baez, thank you for your super chat. Opinion on the Toyota Avalon.
You know, Anthony, Toyota Avalon wasn't always my favorite Toyota. I do like the Avalon TRD. I think they actually did a pretty cool job just from an aesthetic standpoint. But the Avalon is dead. 2023, no more Avalon. So if you want one, same story. You better get it now. I think if you get an Avalon hybrid, I mean, the car gets like 40-something miles of the gallon on the highway. And for a pretty big sedan. That is really,
impressive.
really good. So
I think
thank you, Anthony. Of course we do, right?
YouTube fan.
Yes.
Have a holly jolly Christmas this year. One of my favorite Christmas songs. Hope everyone out there has a joyous holiday season. I love that.
YouTube fan, that's really awesome of you to say. I know everybody doesn't celebrate Christmas, but that's really nice of you to say. And definitely we are wishing all of you a very happy holidays. And like I said, we will be doing a live Q&A before Christmas.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yep.
Because we want to wish you guys a happy holidays ourselves. So thank you, YouTube fan, for saying that. And that's one thing I think I love about the Raity's Rides family is just how great they are overall to one another in the comment section. Yeah, I heard that.
They were in the comments. I was talking to one of my friends today, and they were in the comments just looking around, and it just seemed like everybody was just supportive of one another. Like if there was a disagreement, it was just a very civil, back and forth, like a nice conversation.
Yeah, it's really great.
It's awesome.
Mark G's back with another super chat. Thank you, Mark G, for that super chat. He says, can you confirm whether Jaguar will go all electric by 2025? That is still the plan, Mark. So if there's anything that you want that involves fuel, you might want to get it now. The thing is that, and I don't want to sound rude about this, but does it really matter? Because Jaguar overall does not sell a lot of vehicles.
Yeah.
So them saying they're going to full EV, I mean,
does it really matter?
I think they're still going to be in the same boat. They're not going to be selling many vehicles. I mean, it sucks.
I never thought of it that
because
way.
If you want a new F-Type, it's going to be gone by 2025, according to what we know about Jaguar. But overall, Jaguar doesn't sell many vehicles in the United States. So does it really matter? I don't know.
Darren has a question.
Okay.
Can an old man be happy with a Sasquatch two-door Bronco with a 2.4? Great show. Keep up the good work.
You know what? I think that, yes, an old man, first of all, you're only as old as you think you are. Age is really up here. And I say go for it. If you want the two-door Sasquatch, I know Lori here. I can't pry her out of her two-door. Yes.
It's really not that hard to get.
A wild track. You love it.
Yeah.
You love it.
And then, do you think Momo Tree wants to know? Do you think this is the last year for the Stinger?
You know, I thought Kia announced 2022 was going to be the last year for the Stinger, and lo and behold, here it is. They got 2023 models rolling in. Right? So I think it ain't gonna last much longer because think about it. When's the last time they did a redesign? Never. They actually refreshed it. They never redesigned it. So I think the next step is they're going to kill it off.
Okay, we've got another question here from Ennis. First of all, it's not a question. I bought a house in Central St. Pete. Awesome. I hope our paths cross at some point when I finish the renovation. Watch you guys religiously.
Well, thank you. That's
welcome to St. Pete.
Yeah, welcome to St. Pete. I'm sure sooner or later that will happen. And Jacob is pointing out, Jacob, thank you for that. He says that Boy Wonder super chat. Hello from New York. I want the M4 or Tesla. Which should I go for?
I want to be like Joe on the throttle. So the M4 or the
Tesla.
I think you know the answer, Boy Wonder.
Boy Wonder, if you want to be like Joe, you definitely want to go M4. And I actually really enjoy driving the M4.
Yeah.
Me personally, I would skip the competition, the M4 competition.
Oh, yeah?
I would go standard M4 so I could get a manual.
Yeah.
See, if you go competition, you can't get a manual. But thank you, Jacob, and thank you, Boy Wonder, again for your super chat. We got a couple more rolling in here.
Yes.
And here we are. Jake the Snake. Why do you always use food for explaining size? Jake the Snake, that's probably one of the biggest questions I always get. It's one of those things that I can't remember what review it was.
I don't remember either.
But I looked in the center console of a vehicle and I was like, in split seconds, trying to figure out, well, how do I say how much room there is? Because if I say 0.2 cubic feet, I don't even know what that looks like.
I don't know either.
So I said, oh, you can fit 3 Twinkies in there. And it kind of stuck. And so many people, even people that work for the car manufacturers, love the way that we use all sorts of food references. So then we just started
using lots of different food references.
Yeah. And I'm being honest with you. When we use the food references, I'm actually telling you that's what you could fit in there because that's how much room there is. So if I say you could fit a turkey leg from the Renaissance Festival, that's the size I'm telling you. I'm not just like pulling it out of my butt like, oh, you could fit a hamburger in there, but it's not really that big. No, it's literally the size of 1 hamburger. If it's 2 hamburgers, I literally say 2 hamburgers, or maybe I step it up to a Big Mac or a Whopper or something like that.
That's true.
So
and hold the extra guacamole.
Yes, yeah.
On certain
you put
foods.
guacamole on hamburgers?
Some
people do.
Yes, some people do.
Yes. One thing I also want to point out, since it's on the top of my mind, and I know I'll probably forget. I want to address.
Oh boy.
Yes, I know it's like everything goes dead silent. I want to address all of you. Please be aware and be on the lookout for these spammers.
Oh, yeah.
Lori and I will never contact you in the comment section with a giveaway. We always do our giveaways here in a live Q&A so you can see it's legit.
Yeah.
Lori does the little spinning wheel on her laptop. That's the only giveaways we do. So please do not Telegram, Snap. I don't even have a Telegram. I don't even know what that Telegram is. The last Telegram is like you use Morse code and you're like, Mr. Thompson, can you send me 4 licorice sticks or something? That's a Telegram.
No, we would never
and
do
Snapchat?
That. And
I've never had a Snapchat in my life. So please, whenever you see that, flag it with YouTube. I go through the comments as much as I can, trying to combat it. But because we are a channel that has such growth, and because we are a channel where I'm always in the comment section trying to comment, these thieves think that they could screw you guys over by copying and pasting my profile pic and saying this is Raiti's Rise. No.
It's not.
Plus, just look at how they're talking.
It never will be. We will never
We give presents away. It's like they don't even use like a full sentence. Like, I don't do that. So I just wanted to bring that out to you. I love all of you. I would never, ever give you a new car and tell you to send me money for shipping first. Because that's what they're doing.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. So I just want to make all of you aware about that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for doing that. That's really good to bring that up.
Because I don't want to see you guys get screwed over.
Well, no,
that pisses me off. I want to go find these people and beat the hell out of them. Okay. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube.
I don't think you can.
That's a public threat I just made.
No, it is not.
No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm saying some people might take that.
Well, yeah, and they're being threatened.
It's just nobody met. I'm Italian. You don't mess with your family members.
That's true.
And they're my family members.
That is very true. Speaking of our family members, we have some more super chats.
Thank you for the super chats, guys. I'll get off my soapbox now.
Yes, thank you.
Stevens 288.
Sonata discontinued. I see so many on the road. What year you hear of discontinuation?
What I have heard is 2025, 2026. Okay. Because what you're going to start to see more of, and that's another thing we wanted to talk about, is the Ioniq 5 and the new Ioniq 6. The Ioniq 6 is a mid-size sedan, so think about it. Out with the old and with the new.
Right. Very good point. And then Kenton's back. Thank you, Kenton. And thank you, Stevens. Thank you guys all so much for these super chats.
We appreciate the super chats. And we have over 275 people watching on a Tuesday night.
And thank you all for your comments, regular comments.
We love you guys.
Kenton says, I felt the need for speed after selling my Mustang GT last year, went a different route, purchased a 2019 BMW X3 M40i in carbon black a few weeks ago.
Nice. Congrats. I knew you would find your way back to the on-throttle need for speed. And you know what? The X3 M40i has plenty of pep to it. So congratulations. And you got that usability.
Sounds awesome. All right. So I think, let me just.
We're not
caught up at all.
Yes. No, I got off my soapbox.
Yes. Emily, thank you so much.
Emily from Canada.
Best thing about the Pininfarina Battista?
I would say probably the overall style of it. It's not something that makes my heart pitter-patter too much, but it's okay. I think the style is probably, Pininfarina does awesome style. They're the ones that originally worked with Ferrari all those years with the design. So I would say the look.
Obviously, they know what they're doing when it comes
Thank you, Emily.
Style. Thank you.
Another Canadian. We love our Canadians.
Buy some Twinkies.
Heck man. There you go.
Come over and we'll share some.
We'll share some with you.
Everybody loves Twinkies this time of year. Thank you so much. YouTube fan, thank you so much for your super chat. Joe, which car are you most excited to go on throttle with next?
Ooh, I would have to say I'm working with my contact at Porsche.
I knew you were going to say it. I knew it.
I want to go on throttle very badly and share it all with you guys in the new 911 GT3 RS. You know me. To know me is to love me,
I was sitting over here thinking, I'm like, it's the GT3.
We brought it to you, a walk around at the LA Auto Show, and it was like my jaw dropped. And even though it doesn't have a manual transmission, putting it in its proper environment, the racetrack,
Yes.
that thing is going to be killer. So that's the one I'm probably looking forward to the most.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And the new Mustang, the upcoming Mustang.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very, very curious to see how that's going to go.
And then Christian, thank you for the super chat. Congrats on 900K and on 1 million.
Yes.
So close.
Eyes on 1 million.
Yep. And I'm on the lookout for an SUV between the 23 Highlander or the new Pilot. Which is better for space and overall in your
Easy. I'm going to go new Pilot. You know, one of the things with the Highlander is, remember, you can't get a V6 anymore. Pilot still has a V6, and the Pilot has more interior room, especially in that third row.
It is
the Highlander is a little on the tight side, so that's the way I would go. But thank you for your super chat, Christian.
And then Mark G has a super chat. I just passed it. Where'd it go?
There it is.
You mean I'm not getting $10 and 10,000 in the mail from you?
No, unfortunately. I don't have that kind of money sitting around where we just put it in the mail. I'm not a
in pennies.
I'm not a Nigerian prince. Which the funny thing is, in Nigeria they don't use a king or a prince or anything like that. So if you ever get those emails, those are total BS. So unfortunately, no.
Your ship is not coming in this time.
Yes,
Mark.
sorry.
Sorry about that.
Thank you for the super chat, man.
Yes,
you made me smile on that one.
Stevens 288, thank you for the super chat.
Oh, thank you for that generous super chat.
Very generous.
Yes, we appreciate that.
Happy holidays, you guys. I appreciate all you do for the car YouTube community. I ended up getting my wife a car based off your recommendation,
Nice.
the Highlander, and I gotta say, what a car. She loves it.
Well, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you got one. And hopefully you were able to get the right color for it. And, you know, I'm a firm believer, happy wife, happy life.
I'm not surprised she loves the
there you
Highlander.
go.
It's great.
It drives awesome.
It sure does. And GW, we don't see your message here, so just throw it in the
Jacob, maybe if you see GW's message, you could alert us of it. But thank you for the super chat, GW. Hopefully, if there's something you wanted to say, we'll see it and let the world know.
Yes. And then Cobra Ken. I like
Cobra
that.
Ken.
Let's talk about the GT500. Will the 2022 be the last ICE GT500? Thoughts? You got to go on throttle with the new Z06.
Well, we did. Oh, he's probably asking since I went on throttle with the Z06.
Oh, yeah.
So first of all, first part of your question, GT500, I still think that when they bring it back, it's still going to be just internal combustion engine. I don't think Ford is going to put a hybrid setup on the GT500. Not this next generation, that's for sure. And Z06, it's an amazing car. I mean, I can't say enough good things about it. Especially if you do ever get the chance to take it to a track.
We had an amazing track. That was one of my favorite track
General Motors does awesome track events. If you watch our video, what they do is if they see that you can drive, they just cut you loose. And I was able.
Not all the journalists
know how to drive,
or have had any training whatsoever.
Yeah.
And so that's important.
Yeah, I really appreciate all that General Motors does at their media events, because I was able to do 2 30-minute sessions nonstop.
Well, and then what I thought was funny was the lead engineer came over to Joe and let him know that because we were on the last
last wave
group of journalists. Out of all the journalists, Joe actually did the most laps in the Z06.
Yes, I did. That's right, I did.
He was very proud.
I was very happy about that.
I was not surprised.
Yes.
I was like, you'll be lucky if you can get him out of the Z06.
Sean says, try to buy a 23 FL5, the Civic Type R. Delray Honda wanted $72,000. I feel your pain, brother. Get out there, though. I know somebody that put a deposit on one recently and only is paying $2,000 over sticker, which that is a big win, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Ivan, thank you, Ivan, for that
very
awesome, generous super chat.
Hello, you two. I'm looking to buy a used Audi S6, but I'm not sure.
To look at the
S6 V8 or newer S6 V6.
You know, the V8 is such a unique driving experience, but it does lack some of the new technologies that people want on the inside of their cars. So I would say drive both of them back to back. And in the end, whatever stirs your soul the most, that's the one you want to go with.
Yeah. Good advice.
But thank you so much for all the super chats, everybody. We're going to try to hit up some of these other questions here.
Okay. Let me scroll up a little bit.
Scroll up a little bit. Illegal Mexican says, review a Porsche Panamera Turbo S Executive. You know what? We tried to review one while we were in California for the LA Auto Show, but we just didn't have enough time. We did the Macan.
Yep.
I do have, and I definitely want to thank Allie and the rest of the people over at Bentley. We got an awesome Bentley review coming. Wait and
really
see.
Nice.
It'll be hitting the channel on Friday, so stay tuned for that.
And then Car Conversations really wants to know, what car do you have?
Well, very good question. A lot of people tend to ask. I have a couple cars. I'm grateful enough to have a couple cars. I have my daily driver, which is my Subaru WRX STI Type RA. I have a Shelby GT350R, and I have still my Camaro ZL1 1LE, all of course manual transmissions.
Very nice. And then what are Jesus Cuz wants to know, what are your thoughts on the Toyota Land Cruiser 70 series?
You know, I think it's a really, really good SUV, and it's a shame that they're not selling Land Cruiser anymore in the United States. So to have something that is that legendary name and have that durable, reliable power that will get you through anything, it's a great setup.
And then Stevens is back with another
Thank you, Stevens.
I want a car that can fill the most Twinkies and chocolate milk to wash it down.
If that's
If
that's the case, Stevens, you're going to want to go with like a F-250 Super Duty and just fill up that whole bed full of it. Just
that's
fill
a
it
good
all
idea.
up. Yes,
I like that.
GW's here.
Yep. Joe and Lori, love your content. Full disclosure, ever going to see and check out an on-throttle review. Hope to meet you someday.
GW, thank you for your second super chat. And you know what? Knock on wood, I have not received a ticket. Yes, please knock on wood. Don't jinx me, anybody. I know it's a question people ask a lot, and you just got to be smart. You know, we try to be as smart as we can and still showcase what the car is all about. So stay tuned for more. That's all I can say.
Yes, Ron Gertizes here with a super chat. Thank you
so
much, Ron. Hey, Joe and Lori, nice shirts.
There you
go. Cue the model.
Yes.
Your thoughts on the new Honda Civic Type R? It looks beautiful.
You know, Ron, after driving it at Sears Point Raceway and driving it on the roads around Sears Point Raceway, it is really an amazing car, especially being front-wheel drive. The great thing that I like compared to the previous generation is that there's no fuel cutoff. So what that means is, with the older one, when you would rev it out as you're going through the gears on throttle, it would let you rev to red line, but it would cut the fuel, so you would lose power. With the new one, it has power all the way to red line. It was sort of like a safety feature that they put in, and then so many people were complaining about it. But it really is the business, and I'm looking forward to getting more seat time behind the wheel of one.
And stay tuned for more information on that.
Yes, definitely. We have some interesting news coming for sure. But thank you, Ron.
Has a super chat.
Vic, thank you for the super chat, man.
Joe and Lori, love you guys. Design-wise, which one would you choose? The second-gen Volt or the new Prius? Always love your on-throttle and Twinkies section. Thanks, Vic.
You know, Vic, that's a great question. A lot of people were saying that they could see some similarities between the Prius and the second-generation Volt. I'm going Prius. You can't go wrong with a Prius when it comes to reliability.
It looks good.
And now that they've upped the horsepower, they upped the range and the style, that would be my pick.
Absolutely, especially because you can get the Prius.
Yes.
CG3, holler for $1.99.
Yes, thank you, CG3. And I love your profile pic of the manual transmission.
Yeah, very nice.
That's all. That's what we're all about.
Thank you, Jacob, for putting the link of the spreadsheet.
Yes,
shop if
thank
anybody
you.
Was looking for that. And then Gary, thank you so much for the super chat. It's been a great month, Team Raiti. Need to rewatch the entirety tomorrow morning. Got stuck at work. Looking forward to December. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Gary. Awesome. That's so awesome. We have had a lot of exciting things to share with you guys, from SEMA to the LA Auto Show to the media drives. And last weekend, I was able to go out to Windermere Cars and Coffee. It was just something I wanted to do because I love going to Cars and Coffee events, and I met a bunch of new subscribers.
Well, I do want to say, if you do live local, Joe goes to all the local
I go to all the
Cars
local Cars and Coffee.
He doesn't make an announcement. He just goes.
I just go. I go because I want to, not to make it a meet and greet. But please, if you ever do see me in public, whether it's at a Cars and Coffee, the airport, we even had some people when we were in California that stopped us on the street.
Oh, yeah.
The guy tapped me on my shoulder. Yes. Say hello. I'm more than happy to take a picture with you guys and to shake your hand and say thank you.
He loves saying
it's very humbling, and you guys are the best. So you guys deserve it.
Well, thank you, Gary. And then Stevens is back with another super chat. Last super chat for me. Thank you guys again for all you do for the YouTube community. Look forward to your videos on throttle. Here we go. You guys.
That's awesome, Stevens. 288. We really appreciate you, and we we can't do it without everybody's support.
Yes.
Carson Brindle has a super chat. I think you want to answer this one.
Joe and Lori, will we be seeing more bloopers for the year soon? I can't wait. You read my mind, Carson. I was actually working on that today.
Yes, today Lori's working on that, so stay tuned.
I was just gathering all of them together and starting to edit them all. So that's coming. And we've got some top 10 videos. We're going to be doing 2 this year.
Definitely.
So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. You guys have asked for it, and that's why we're doing it.
Yes.
That's as simple as that.
And plus it's fun. And who doesn't want to laugh?
Yes,
you?
Definitely. Eddie White, thank you for the super chat. He says, what could be done to save the Detroit Auto Show?
Good question.
That's such a tough question. You know, I kind of think like they should go back to having it in the wintertime, because from what a lot of people in Michigan have said is that was the one thing to do that was indoors when it's freezing cold.
Yeah, and it brought out all the locals. It seems
so
more people got on board with that.
I really think that was probably a bad move, switching it to the summertime.
Yeah.
As crazy as that sounds.
Yeah, but good question.
Yes.
Hopefully it'll start to pick back up. We're going to keep our fingers crossed.
This was the first time back, so
yeah. So it could be bigger next year. I mean, we're just going to have absolutely. We are saying everything that we can to all the organizers and the OEMs to let them know how important it is.
Yes.
So we're doing our part for sure. Michael Devlin, thank you for the super chat. If money isn't an issue, GR Corolla, manual super, or GR86 on the track.
I'm going GR Corolla. On the track and on the road. GR Corolla was so fun to drive. The all-wheel drive, you know, at the media drive event, they had the GR Corolla on one part of the racetrack that was its own loop. And then they were able to go, because we were at Miller Motorsports Park, you could run the big track as 2 separate tracks. Mm-hmm. And they had the GR Super on the second track. Where did I spend most of my time?
Oh, it was all... Guys, I mean, literally everybody else was leaving.
Yeah.
And Joe was
I was just turning laps. Why?
I think I was just answering emails and doing some editing. And he's
editing TikTok and stuff.
But I have to, this is a really great comment. Chris Gello, I love this. Keep calm and zonk on.
There you go. I like that.
Like a future t-shirt.
Chris, very, that's a good idea. But Michael, I'm going GR Corolla.
Yes, definitely. Or all of them, I think you probably would go.
GR Corolla.
Oh, yeah, but GR Corolla. Yes. Midge the Hobbit, thank you for the super chat. Joe, what's your opinion on dealerships? I know you represent them a lot, but I can't help but feel that they are scum. Look at the Nissan Z, 70K markup.
Well, let me get something straight first of all. Let me just straighten something out. We don't represent any dealerships.
None.
I don't take any money from them. They do not contribute any money in any way. What we do is we form relationships with them to where they give us access to cars.
And it's not even relationships with the dealerships. We form relationships with individual people that work at the dealerships that then gets permission to give us access to cars. So like
and you know, it's one of those things where if I wasn't getting the access to the car, we wouldn't be able to showcase it for them.
I mean, sometimes it's a porter that gives we've had the
sales
relationship
people.
With. Sometimes it's a manager, sometimes it's a salesperson.
Yeah.
But very rarely
so just know that here on Raity's Rides, we don't represent the dealerships. I don't wear any dealership apparel. They don't pay us. And the ones
Joe just does it out of the kindness of his heart to put their name.
Yeah, because I want to help out the sales guy or help out whoever's helping me get into the car. That's it.
Yeah.
But anyways, about the markups, it sucks. I mean, it sucks. But something that I bring up to people every now and then is if you go on bringatrailer.com, which is an auction website. If you don't know what that is, Bring a Trailer or cars and bids. We all know about cars and bids, right? Yes. We see people sell cars for more than what they're worth on there. Is that bad?
That's a good question.
Is it bad when a dealership does it, but it's not bad when an individual person does it?
What about at an auction? If somebody buys a car at, whatever deal they can get, and then they go and sell it at an auction for
Unfortunately, we live in a capitalistic society. Unfortunately, MSRP stands for manufacturer suggested retail price. And unfortunately, because of supply and demand, yes, there's dealerships. Do I think that dealerships need to charge $20,000 over? I think that's effing ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, like I told the person that I met at the Cars and Coffee over the weekend, he was getting a Type R for $2,000 over.
Oh.
To me, that's a good deal.
To me, that's a good deal.
To me, I could understand why the dealership would charge $2,000 over because of supply and demand. But a dealership charging $25,000 over, that's just freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
The only way that would change is if nobody bought it for $25,000 over. The challenge is there's still people that have bottomless bank accounts that are spending the money to buy the vehicles. And I'll be honest with you, I think I've said this before, technically it's nothing new.
Right.
It's just now it's on so many different new cars. If you go back to 1990, I remember when I was in 8th grade, my dad was going nuts that the local dealerships were charging $50,000 over for the first year of the ZR1, the C4 ZR1, 1990. It was
1990. That was a lot of money.
$100,000. So markup has existed. It's usually only stayed on the specialty cars, and now like you go to get a Kia Telluride, there's markup on it. So do I agree with it? No. Do I understand it? To a point. I don't
stupid stuff like the 25
grand over. 2 or 3 grand. I think if you really want that car, especially if it's a Type R or a C8 Corvette or a Z06, I'd be willing to spend 2 grand over to get a Z06. I think my brother Michael would be more than happy to spend 2 grand over to get a Z06.
Yeah.
So I hope that answers your question, and I hope I wasn't coming off rude or anything about the whole representing dealerships. I do not represent dealerships.
I think it was actually really important to explain because some people might not know.
Yeah, we have never accepted a dime from any dealership, and it's because I want to keep my integrity of what we bring to you. None of the dealerships that we go to, do they ever say, Joe, we need you to say this and not say that.
Well, and it's Raiti's rides, right? You're the one that is making these decisions.
I have had a couple of dealerships where they're like, oh, we'll let you film here, but you can't say anything bad about the car. And I'm like, well, I got to go.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, great question.
Yeah, it's a great question.
Midge the Hobbit?
Yes.
I think that's how, no, Midge the Hobbit.
Midge the Hobbit. Yes. No, it is midget.
Is it midget?
Or Mig get a Hobbit.
Mid get Hobbit? Or Midge.
There's a variety of ways you can say it. There you go. Yes.
Kenton Yealy, Kenton's back. Tried to test drive the Pontiac Solstice GXP today. That sounds fun. Just FYI, not a tall person's car. I'll keep looking for that fun convertible. Yeah,
not at all, Kenton. And you know, it's crazy because the last year of Pontiac 2009, they actually made a Solstice GXP coupe. Very hard to find them.
Wow.
And those go for some pretty big money.
Would he be able to fit in that?
No. But it's cool. It might be worth cramming yourself in it.
It might be worth cramming yourself in. I think we got some more super
We're almost up to 300 people watching. So thank you, everybody, for the super chats. We're going to get through these other super chats, and then we are.
And then reminder to Jacob. Thank you, Jacob.
Yes.
Our,
and he Jacob has something to say to everybody. Please don't spam. Spamming gets you zonked.
Okay. And then Keith is here with the super chat. Keep up the great work. Learned a lot from watching. Big fan. I drive a 21 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4x4.
Nice. I think that's a lot
of people love that.
That's a smart way to go because that plug-in electric hybrid. I love the way you could save the battery power for whenever you get to the trails.
Yeah.
And then do the trail in total silence.
It's so quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice.
So thank you, Keith, for the super chat. And thanks for the support.
And then Anthony, my cousin just bought a 22 Acura MDX Type S, and I love the interior at night, even the massage seats. What's your opinion on that?
I actually really like the MDX Type S. I know it doesn't have as much horsepower as, say, an Audi S model, but you know what? I think with the fit and the finish, it feels good on the interior, and with those touches, like you pointed out, it's a very nice car.
I love it in that tiger's eye.
Yes.
And thank you for the super chat, Anthony. Carson also has a super chat. Joe, what are your thoughts on the 992 Carrera T GT3 Touring? Great question.
Very good question, Carson. First of all, let me address the Carrera T. We just recently did that a couple weeks ago. At first, I didn't get it, but now I get it. It makes sense. Just like the GTS makes sense in between the Carrera S and the GT3, the T makes really good sense because think about it. If you go down to Porsche and you try to order or buy a new 911 Carrera, just straight up standard Carrera, you cannot get that with a manual transmission.
Okay.
So what this allows you to do is you could get a standard Carrera because it's got 373 horsepower from the 3-liter twin turbo flat 6, but now you could get a manual transmission. It automatically comes rear seat delete.
Right. So it's going to be lighter.
Yeah, it's going to be lighter. It's got the thinner glass right out of the GT3.
Right.
It's got the GT3 steering wheel. And the thing is that it has a unique driving experience. It feels different, obviously, from a regular Carrera, simply because of the manual.
Yeah.
And it also feels different from the Carrera S because it's not as heavy.
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
It's the lightest 911 in the lineup. Now, when it comes to GT3 Touring, there's no substitute for that naturally aspirated 4-liter flat six. I personally love the GT3. I would get a standard GT3 because I like all the extra, aero, but the Touring is very beautiful. You get that classic 911 shape, but then you have that 9,000 RPM redline screamer of an engine.
Yeah.
So, Rawhide asked me, have I ever seen Bigfoot?
Yes.
Not yet. We are looking, but not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
I'm pretty sure I saw it when we were out in the woods in Georgia.
I think our neighbor across the street sort of looks like Bigfoot when he has his shirt off and his hairy back. He's outside cutting the grass. Hopefully he's not a subscriber and watches. I don't think he does.
No, I don't think so. Matthew has a super chat. Thank you, Matthew. Hi, Joe and Lori. It's been a little while, but I want to congratulate you guys at 900K.
Thank you, Matthew.
Will there be Twinkie confetti at 1 million? I'm going to binge watch them on Throttle later. Hope all is well.
You know what? I think some Twinkie confetti sounds like a good idea. We really appreciate that super chat. I know one thing that I wanted to do before the pandemic, which I'm thinking about we're going to be doing for the 1 million. So you know what I'm talking about. We're going to be having a Twinkie eating competition. We got to do it at Walker Ford or that other location. I don't care. Top secret location yet to be announced. Yes. We got to do it.
Okay.
We got to do it. I want to see somebody
throw up
all those Twinkies, man.
So
thank you for the super chat, Matthew. Thank you for being on the journey with us.
And thank you, Peng, for the super chat. Yes. Graduation gift for daughter: Prius, Corolla Hybrid, Corolla Cross Hybrid, or Sportage Hybrid. Love you guys. Love you back, Peng.
Yeah, we love you too. And that's really nice of you for a graduation
gift. If you're looking for an additional children,
I would personally go probably Prius or Corolla Cross Hybrid. And the reason why is that I really still think that Toyota does hybrid the best. They've been doing the Prius for well over 20 years. I like the way the Prius is technically a hatchback. And if you don't want to go the Prius route, Corolla Cross Hybrid, I think, has a lot of great usability.
Well, she's
and
going
it's a
away
good
to
size.
school,
No, it's graduated. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are they graduating from college or
college?
I guess it doesn't matter. But
if she's going to college and it's a high school graduation, the Corolla Cross might be good because then
it sits up a little higher. Yeah. So those are my two choices, Peng. But that's very nice of you to celebrate.
I don't think you can really go wrong with anything on your list either. So depending on what you can, I'm sure you're looking at price too. So.
All right, I see Midget Hobbit is back with a super chat. This is real simple. Thoughts on the Kia EV6 compared to the Tesla? I like it better. I like the way it drives. I like the way the interior feels like you're in a traditional car. I personally like the style of the EV6.
Yes.
I think it's one of the coolest, most unique looking SUVs, looking EVs without looking like a science project or a jelly bean. And I don't know. I like the performance of it better.
Yeah, I absolutely.
I can't wait to drive the GT, so stay tuned for that.
I love the Kia EV6. I think it's absolutely beautiful inside and out.
Definitely. All right, it looks like we got through all of our super chats that are in right now.
Yes.
And we can actually answer some of these other questions.
Fantastic.
Dominic is here. He says, yo, Raiti, thanks for the years of quality content. Thank you very much, Dominic. And it's cool because last month we celebrated 5 years of Raiti's Rides. We've been doing it, October 22nd, 2017.
We didn't have time.
We're going to do it with the one. I know. Yeah. We did. It was you and I on a plane. Yeah, eating a Twinkie.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's that. What else we got here? That's that.
All right, let's move on.
All Matt Racing says GR Corolla has a daily with no center armrest versus the Civic Type R. I think the Type R is going to be the better daily driver, to be honest with you. The GR Corolla is more cramped on the interior, especially the back seat. It is. Okay. I thought you were going to try to combat me.
I'm just thinking as a daily, does that matter? I guess.
Yes, it does. If you have people that are sitting in the back seat, right?
Yes.
Plus, it's got more cargo space, and you're all about that.
I just really like the GR Corolla.
I like it too.
I just think it's amazing. I just like the way it's styled.
You gotta have both.
I like the Civic Type R too. I don't know. That's going to be tough.
It's tough. That's a tough.
We're gonna duke it out later.
We're gonna duke it out. Yes.
But that's a good question. Okay, and then so let's see. What else do we have here? Kyle is getting ready to watch a CT4B
Nice.
Blackwing, owns the ATSV 6-speed, special car, loves the yes.
Yes. Kyle, thank you for that support. And you have a great car. I would hold on to your ATSV because you don't. I actually saw one 2 days ago,
yes.
But you don't see them very often.
And then Antoine Lee Thomas, when the Integra Type S comes next year, what do you want to see out of it if it differentiates from the FL5?
Very good question. First of all, I would like to see more horsepower than the Type R. I would like to see 350 horsepower. I definitely would like to see, obviously, a little bit more upscale on the interior because it is a premium brand over the standard brand. Other than that, I think you're going to see a lot of the same similarities, obviously, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I love the new dash in the new Type R, and I think that dash would look great in the Integra.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, style would be the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I think what would be cool is if they do a wing similar to the Integra Type R wing from
that would be really
from
cool.
the late 90s, early 2000s.
That would be really cool.
Yes.
Remy D has a super
Remy
chat.
D, thank you for the super chat. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like that. Yes.
Perfect. Your car channel is the best. Thank you, Remy
Thank
D.
you.
What's the second best car focus channel? Also, what do you think of the Mitsubishi Mirage?
Mitsubishi Mirage is first of all, thank you for your super chat. Mitsubishi Mirage is a car that if you want to go for most cost savings and it's new, that would be the car. I personally, if it was if I was looking for the cheapest car, but something that actually had some value, I would personally go with the refresh Versa that we did at the LA Auto Show. Mirage is nothing really to write home about, but it does get you from point A to point B. I think other best car focused channel. That's a tough one. I would say Savage Geese.
Yeah, Savage Geese.
I like Savage Geese. They go very in depth and technical. I feel like we go really in depth with a lot of other things.
Well, the production
the production quality is very good. Plus, they're really good guys.
Yeah, they are really good.
Yes.
Guys. And then let's see.
Thank you, Remy D.
Yes, and then Frank has super chat. Thanks, Frank. Wife just got a new Accord Sport Hybrid. Fantastic car with fantastic mileage. Just not used to the push button trans. LOL. Congrats on the 900K.
Well, thank you, Frank, for the super chat. Thank you for the congratulations. And trust me, you will eventually get used to it.
Yeah.
I was all in the same boat.
It's weird right at first, but you do get used to it. I agree as well. What else do we have here?
Car conversations. Doesn't every car get you from point A to point B? Technically, yes. But obviously, I'm talking about from the standpoint of a car moving your soul. There's not many Mitsubishi Mirages that I could think about that if I drove it, yes, it's moving my body, but it's also moving my soul as well. I think you'd be crying. I would be crying. Yes. I'd probably drive it into a wall, but
oh no.
I'm not going to do that. Yes, I don't want to get hurt.
No, you would not do that. And Demetrius says his bicycle does
that. Skateboards do that. Yes. Roller, your feet, your own feet do that.
Scooters.
Yes. Ann is here. Thank you for the super chat. He says, have I missed your showcase of the BMW M2? No, not the new M2. If you're talking about the new M2 has not been available yet to drive yet, but do expect to see that soon. I have done the M2 competition on the previous generation.
Yes, good point.
Yes.
Thank you, Ant, for the super chat. Very generous. And then, oh gosh.
Yeah, Zeke? I don't know.
I'm going to go with Zeke.
Yes. Zeke is here. We hope that's how you pronounce it. He says, I love my Elantra N, not as impressed with the Type R's looks. Listen, I understand, to each their own, and that's what makes this world so awesome is not all of us drive the same cars. If we all drove the same cars, it would be really boring.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'll definitely give it to the Elantra N. The Elantra N is a fun car to drive and definitely does the exhaust sound
like
a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot better.
Yeah. And so Emily generally wants to know, what are your thoughts on the Rivian R1T?
It's a nice truck. I think if I was going to go electric truck, I would probably go Ford Lightning, to be honest with you. The Rivian's cool. It just, I don't know. It's like you have a problem with it. I don't know many Rivian dealerships to go take it to.
I was really impressed with the GMC Sierra EV.
Yeah, but we haven't drove it yet.
I know, that's true. But it's beautiful.
No, for sure.
Okay, let's see what else.
Here's there's a question from Wardell Ward. Hey Joe, what would you prefer, CVT or automatic? I'm going traditional automatic. CVTs, I do not. I get why they could be very useful for fuel economy,
right?
But for driving engagement, they suck.
Yep.
And there's no nicer way for me to put that.
And then Midget Hobbit says, what are your thoughts on the comeback for Korean brands?
You know what? I think that's the circle of life, right? I mean, think about in the 1960s and 70s, auto manufacturers underestimated the Japanese brands, and look what happened there.
Yeah.
And then guess what? In the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, everybody underestimated the South Korean brands.
Yep.
And now look where we're at. So thank you, Jeremy. We appreciate you saying that. We try to have as much fun as we possibly can.
And I've seen this one a couple times. Someone wants to know Telluride or Palisade.
Telluride all day.
Yeah.
I'm going to, I just like the Telluride better.
You know what's funny? I'm going to actually go Palisade because I really like the refresh on the Palisade a lot.
Do you really? I'm surprised to have you say that.
I think it looks really nice.
Shanisha Taylor, I think that's how you pronounce it. Shantia. Shanisha.
Sure, let's go with that.
Shantia. Yeah, Shantia. Are you going to rate the Dodge Hornet? Yes. At the beginning of next year, we should be doing the media drive for that car.
But we do have the Hornet on the channel.
We do have the Hornet on the channel.
I saw that question earlier.
We did the exterior walk around. It was at the same event where we did. And my battery's about to die.
I've been watching it.
I forgot. Why did you say something?
I didn't want to.
Oh my God!
Questions.
Whoa. That would have disrupted it when the computer. I had it plugged in, but I didn't plug it into the computer. Sorry, guys. We almost went totally blank. That would have sucked. Everybody would have been like, "What happened?"
I've been watching it. I would have
including us.
Cut down to 5%.
You better be careful because sometimes it'll show 5 and then go 0.
I know, trust me, we've had that happen with our GoPros where we thought we had 30% battery left and there was nothing left.
Slayer102 says, "Do I like the RS3?" I actually don't like the RS3. I love the RS3. I do. I'm not exaggerating. I love the inline 5 turbocharged engine, the quattro all-wheel drive. It's a sick car.
Yes.
And then somebody asked, how impressed was I with the new Prius? I'm very, very impressed. I think that it's going to be a top seller, and it should be interesting to see how it goes.
Reginald wants to know media drive for the 23 Accord.
That will be sometime next year. First, we got Pilot, guys. We got to do Pilot's
coming up in January.
Yes.
And then we've got Mazda in January too.
Yes. Hey, Wayne. Thanks to see you. Nice to see you here. Sorry, Dwayne Williams. Can't do anything about it.
Yes.
Where do we see gas cars in 10 years? Hopefully, they'll still be around. There's car companies like Honda that said that they're not getting rid of internal combustion engines until the year 2030 or 2040. So we still got some time left.
And then Antoine, yes, they do, but honestly, I'm too busy.
Yes, we are way. What's the question?
Do I ever drive on the track?
Yeah,
I get the opportunity to drive on the track, but I'm editing, filming. There's too much to do, so I usually don't. Sometimes I do though, but I usually don't.
Well, it's that time.
It is that time. And
and we, of course, somebody snuck it in.
Tigger Tube wants pizza.
I want pizza too. Yes.
Okay.
Cobra, the screaming warrior of freedom. Yes.
Did you guys hear about the 1,500 horsepower crate engine from Direct Connection? It has more than 1,000 pound-feet of torque. The on-throttle action is going to be nuts. Lori sounds beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yes, that is really Lori is beautiful.
Oh, you're very sweet.
And that is a crazy beast of an engine, and I definitely want to drive a car that has that beast in it.
It's going to be insane.
But thank you for that super chat. Midget Hobbit has a super chat. Says thoughts on Mazda's bankruptcy. I haven't seen anything about a Mazda bankruptcy, so I'm not. You guys got to remember that it's not just cars that they sell in the United States. They also sell cars in other parts of the world, including pickup trucks.
Yeah,
we haven't had a pickup truck in a while because of the disconnect between Ford and Mazda once they went their separate ways. But Mazda does sell a pickup truck in other markets around the world. But definitely thank you to everybody who joined.
Sorry we didn't get to your question. We know a lot of you are still making decisions. I know Alex, these are tough decisions.
The great news is we are going to do a live Q&A. Promise.
In December.
Cross my heart. Hope to die. Stick a needle in my eye. Remember that from elementary school.
That, yeah.
But we will be doing a super chat. We'll be doing. I'm tired.
Just one super chat.
We will be doing a live Q&A next month in December. We only have 2 media events so far, so we definitely will be home.
Stay tuned for the bloopers and the best of 2022 at the end of December.
Lori's putting it together, And
thank you guys for joining us tonight.
Yes, we had over 300 people show up. Thank you for all that super chatted. Thank you for all that asked questions. Thank you, Jacob, for moderating.
Yes, thank you, Jacob, so much.
Locking everybody down. And we are going to see you next month. And just like always,
we'll
see you on the next ride. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Peace out, Girl Scout.